And so if you've ever been on a diet in the past, chances are you've over-restricted calories and you regained the weight. 95% of diets fail. If you watch this video, I promise you, your chances of weight loss success, losing the weight, keeping it off, gonna go up dramatically. Coach Greg, and today a really important video that affects so many people. How many of you have ever dieted in your life? Almost everyone. Almost everyone at one time or another is going on a diet. But how do you know how many calories to eat? Are your calories too low, too high? Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain 10 signs that will let you know that you're over dieting, as in your calories are too low. We all know you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, and the greater the deficit, the faster you're going to lose weight, but oftentimes people overdo it. In fact, the majority of times. And so if you've ever been on a diet in the past, chances are you've over-restricted calories and you regained the weight. 95% of diets fail. If you watch this video, I promise you, your chances of weight loss success, losing the weight, keeping it off, gonna go up dramatically. And so I'm gonna start by giving you the top 10 signs, and at the end, so stay to the end, I'm gonna explain what you can do about it. And so for the first tip, I want to give you a starting point of which you shouldn't go any lower. And so the bottom end calories that you should be consuming in a day, 1,200 for women, 1,800 for men, or if you're really short, about 10 calories per pound of body weight. And so for example, a 5'2" male, short king, 150 pounds could go as low as 1,500 calories. But not any lower. And if you're not losing weight in that calorie range, you're probably not accurately tracking calories. It may or may not be your fault. Labels lie, they underreport calories, or as research shows, the average person underreports calories by about 30%, or the equivalent of 3 McDonald's cheeseburgers. If you're eating 1,500 calories a day and you're not losing weight, there's a high probability you're eating closer to 2,000 or more calories without even realizing it. And in the rare case that your metabolism is just that slow, that you just can't burn off that many calories, rather than cutting your calories even further, you need to increase your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, by moving around more during the day, or increase physical activity and or exercise. Number 2, and in my opinion, the best and easiest way to track if you're losing weight too quickly, weigh yourself multiple times a week and take the median or middle number. Track it. If you have an extreme amount of weight to lose, you're very much obese. After the first week, of which you're probably going to lose a lot of water, do not lose weight at a rate lower than 1.5% of your body weight each week. You track your weight multiple times during the week to get rid of the outliers, the highs and lows. Some days you're going to be bloated or dehydrated. You take the middle number. From 1 week to the next, you shouldn't go down by more than 1.5%. If you are, you're not eating enough. You're in too large of a calorie deficit and very, very likely going to be losing a significant amount of muscle. Gonna lower your BMR, your NEAT, gonna lose a ton of muscle and make it much more likely for you to regain the weight. If you're simply overweight or obese, but not morbidly obese, just a little bit overweight, you got 20, 30, 40 pounds to lose. Do not lose weight at a rate greater than 1% of your body weight a week. And for those of you who are already fairly lean, you probably don't need to lose that much weight anyway, but hey, you want to have abs for the beach and so on? Try to not lose at a rate greater than 0.5% of your body weight a week. And remember, 0.5% a week, it's actually quite a bit. If you're 200 pounds, 0.5%, 1 pound. There's 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. That means you're in a deficit of 500 calories per day. And so even if you're losing the weight slowly, you still have to be in a 500 calorie daily deficit to lose just 1 pound of fat a week. So the lesson, lose the weight slow, take your time. Number 3, and this is a big one, and if this has happened to you, you absolutely need to eat more calories. Your relative strength in the gym is going down. What does that mean? That means pound for pound, you're getting weaker. As you drop body fat, your range of motion, how far the bar has to travel, it's going to be diminished. Think of it. If you lose 20 pounds and you're doing the bench press, the bar literally has to go lower to touch your chest. And so it stands to reason you're going to get a little bit weaker, but not a lot weaker. And so if you're doing 200 pounds for 10 reps, and then you diet down to 190 and you can no longer get 190 for 10, you're dieting too hard. Your relative strength when dieting should go up. Pound for pound, you should get stronger. And so if you're on a diet and pound for pound, you're getting weaker rather than stronger, you're not eating enough calories. Number 4, you can't get a pump in the gym. Listen, if you drastically cut your calories too low, your glycogen stores are going to be diminished. And so you go to the gym, you're doing set after set, but you simply can't get the pump that you used to get. If you do this, you're impacting your ability to build muscle. You need to be able to go to the gym, have enough energy, be able to train hard, get a pump, and go home. And so if you can't get a pump in the gym, you're quite literally leaving your gains at the dinner table because you didn't eat enough food. Do you get it? Is it over your head? Are you too short? And I don't think that means quite literally. I say literally sometimes when I shouldn't say it. Number 5, and this is what happens to me. This is how I know. When I'm doing my cardio sessions, I get about halfway and I can no longer put out the same effort or power that I did at the start. When I'm eating enough and my body fat level is high enough, I can go for 1 hour bike ride, feel just as good at the end as I did at the start. When I'm on a diet cutting calories too low, I ride out halfway and I feel like I want to walk home. Suddenly, I have no energy. I don't have the power. I don't even want to complete my cardio session. If this is happening to you, and if you feel like you need to split up your 1 hour cardio session like Christian Guzman, then chances are you're not eating enough calories. Number 6, and this one, it really sucks. I hate this one. You're looking your best ever. You're dieting, you're getting your 6-pack, but yet you don't want to have sex anymore. Perhaps you're dieting down as a couple. You're getting ready for competition. You both look incredible, mind-blowing, yet you don't want to bang. You don't want to have sexy time. Can't be bothered with it. I can't be bothered. I don't have enough energy to get up out of bed, let alone to get it up. And so what happens is the body is so smart. If you're starving yourself, you're not eating enough calories, the body says, wait a minute, he's not eating enough calories, probably not enough food around. This is not a good time to procreate. If they have a newborn baby, how are they going to survive? And so let's lower testosterone levels. Let's not have as much sex drive, and let's not do that kind of stuff. Let's save the sexy time for when we have some food. Number 7, during the day, you get brain fog, fatigue, you're irritable, and you have some hanger. You're hangry. Every little thing bothers you. You're upset all the time. You're not happy. You can't get your work done. You can't concentrate. Everything sucks. Life, essentially, is not as good as it once was. And so if this is happening, the diet, well, it's just no longer worth it. You have to increase your calories. Number 8, and how many of you have not experienced this before? Starving and or extreme hunger. When you dramatically lower your calories, you're in a calorie deficit, especially if you do it for too long. Ghrelin is going to go up. That's a hunger hormone that makes you hungry. And leptin gets reduced. This is the hormone that allows you to feel full, satiated. And so if you're hungry all the time, starving, well, clearly you're not eating enough calories. That is your body's way of saying you need to eat more. We're going to force you. Yeah, you got some strong willpower. The force with you is a strong one. The force is in you. But for how long? How long can you keep it up? Probably not as long as we can keep releasing more and more ghrelin. Eventually, we're going to get you. Number 9, and this stems from number 8. You're binging. That's right, you did good all week. No problems, never cheated on the diet. I was under control. Then weekend came, binged all day, couldn't stop. Why do you think that's happening? Because you're under eating calories during the week and your body is sending ghrelin, making you starving, and eventually you cave. You can't control yourself, and so you binge. And oftentimes it's not just a few hundred extra calories. It's thousands and thousands of extra calories that totally unravels and undoes all the work you did during your entire week of dieting. And so think of it. Would it not make more sense to just eat more every day during the week than to overeat and binge for an entire day on the weekend? Number 10, and I hate this, and I hate a lot of these. I've gone through every single one every time I've dieted. All of them. Imagine how fun it is to be an IB Pro bodybuilder. Insomnia. And no, it's not just from taking Trendsomnia. I've done 42 natural shows. Insomnia every single time. end up abusing sleeping pills. Why? Because I couldn't friggin' sleep. Ask the Iron Musket what it feels like when you can't get enough sleep. Watch this video. And if you don't suffer from insomnia, never have in your life, I don't wish it upon you. It is hard. You're laying in bed hour upon hour, can't sleep. You're trying, you can't. And you're laying there hungry, starving. And you know why you can't sleep? Because your body's saying, you need to eat. I'm not letting you sleep. What do you think this is? You haven't gone out, hunted, gathered food. And so I'm going to keep you up. We're going to increase cortisol. You can't sleep. It's time to get up and eat before you starve to death. And so wake up, get out there, go march into the woods, and go pick some berries. Go hunt something. And so your body struggles to get enough sleep. And what happens when you can't sleep? Can't recover, can't rest, can't relax. Next day, stressed out, tired, fatigued. And so when I tell people who are suffering from insomnia, go see a doctor, do something to solve it, it's because I've spoken from experience. And so for me, I can take Delta Sleep, has melatonin, various other ingredients, help you get a quality night of sleep. But if that's not enough, you gotta go see your doctor. Also, I'd like to point out if you're abusing stimulants, fat burners, pre-workouts, especially if you're taking it within 6 hours of bedtime and that's the reason why you're not going to sleep, well, try stopping. Try doing less or take it earlier in the day. But please don't let insomnia ruin your life. Approximately 1/3 of people have suffered from insomnia in their life, and so it is extremely common, more common than you think. And another sign, and it's not in the top 10 list, but hey, who cares about the top 10? I only said 10 because I thought it would sound more clickbaity. But listen, if you're not able to get enough protein, as in 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight while you're dieting, because you're on such a low calorie diet, then chances are you need to eat more calories. It'd be better to eat more protein and more calories and increase your NEAT or your calorie expenditure through actually doing exercise than to just not eat enough protein. Because when you're dieting, your body needs the protein more so than in the off season. When you're eating more carbs and fats, that has a protein sparing effect. Because when you're in a calorie restricted diet, the protein, the amino acids you're eating, they're being used to produce energy for the body. And so you don't have as many building blocks to build a muscle. And so if you're trying to minimize muscle loss, maximize muscle growth, keep your BMR as high as possible, you should be trying to get in close to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight when you're on a diet. And so for most people, this can be a struggle, especially if you're vegetarian or vegan, harder to find choices with protein. And so if you're struggling to get protein, please consider getting one of my cookbooks. Meatless Cookbook, Cookbook 2.0, Power 13 Cookbook. These can make a significant difference, make it way easier to diet. You have delicious, high volume, high protein options that will keep you full for the big eaters. If you're not as hungry, satisfied, liking what you're eating, the chances of you being successful in your diet are going to go up that much more. And so this is important, the next step. What do you in fact do if you're suffering from any of these signs? We know you need to eat more, but how much more? What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Step 1, increase calories by approximately 1/3 the next day. It can be at one meal or spread throughout the day. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
Rock nose, doesn't matter. Do it the way you want. And so by 1/3, I mean 1/3 of the calories. If you're on a 1,500 calorie day diet, add in 500 calories more the next day. If you're lucky enough and you're eating 3,000 calories, eat 1,000 more. 1/3 more. And many of you, I know you're panicking. You're thinking, there's no way I can add in those extra calories because I'm dieting down for a competition. I don't want to gain any fat. I know the stress is real. You're worried, you're paranoid. Listen, not an ounce of those extra calories are going to turn into extra body fat. Not 1 single gram of body fat is going to be added. Why? How could that be possible? Because the extra calories that you're eating are going to be stored as muscle glycogen. What happens is when you're on a diet, you're in a calorie deficit, your muscle glycogen stores go down. And so if you're on a diet and you decide to add in 1/3 more calories for one day, what happens is those muscle glycogen stores go back up. The result being you should now be able to go into the gym and have a pump. You have extra calories, extra energy, and so you should be able to perform that cardio that you couldn't do the day before. Should feel stronger, better, brain fog gone, irritability out the window. Perhaps you want to have sexy time. And so if it worked, amazing. And what you do the following day is you take your old calorie diet that you're on, let's say it was 1,500, and you increase it by 10%. That's right. For example, you're eating 1,500 calories before. We added 500. Now you feel better. Muscle glycogen stores went up a little bit. We're not going to then go back to 1,500 because the same thing would then happen again. So rather than that, we now increase our calories by 10%. That 1,500 calorie diet now becomes 1,650. If you're eating 3,000 calories, your new diet, 3,300. And so if you were in fact under eating calories and it led to these 10 things, the solution is to eat more and by 10%. If, however, you go to the gym the next day and you still have problems, do it again. That's right, same exact thing. You don't go back to 1,500 calories, you go to 2,000. Oh, but I'm gonna get fat. Nope. Again, if eating an extra 1/3 of your calories did not result in you feeling better, you need more. You didn't replenish enough muscle glycogen. You need even more. And so you repeat the process. And so this process repeats itself until you feel better. And if you don't, and it's been a month, you need to eat even more. Perhaps you over-dieted for so long and were so miserable that an extra 1/3 more calories was not enough. If that's the case, add even more. But this should work for 99% of people. And once you eventually get back to normal, you feel good, you can then go back to your old calorie intake, but at 10% more. You repeat the process, and if eventually these signs, they happen again, you repeat exactly what you just did. You add in 1/3 more calories. And so in that original example of eating 1,500 calories a day, you might have had to have eaten 2,000 calories for 2 or 3 days. You then go back to 1,650. And so in that original example, eating 1,500 calories a day, you then eat 2,000 calories on your cheat days until you feel normal again. Then you go back to dieting, but this time at 1,650. You continue to diet, and if these signs, they creep up back again, add in 1/3 more calories. That would be 550 calories. And so this time you're eating 2,200. You repeat that process, and then you return back again 10% more calories, 1,815 calories. It continues to go up. But remember this caveat. Eventually, your body, it's not going to be able to lose any more fat without feeling miserable, without feeling these signs. And so at that point, you need to reevaluate your goals. Perhaps it's not in the cards for you to look like Chris Bumstead. Maybe single-digit body fat is not realistic. You can want it as bad as you want. You can try as hard as you can try. But if you feel like garbage and these signs keep coming up, it means you need to eat more. And if you don't, you're going to continue to suffer. And trust me, having done 59 bodybuilding competitions, the suffering is immense, enormous, mind-blowing. I've explained the dangers of over-dieting. I keep expressing that you shouldn't strive for single-digit body fat, that 15% body fat for most people, that is healthy. Somewhere between 10 and 20 is usually where you can maintain at. That bulking and cutting, not the best way. You bulk and cut, you're fat and happy like Patty Pimplett.
I'd rather be fat and happy than ripped. And like these people who are ripped all year round aren't happy. I'm not arsed. I don't care what they say. This six-pack's sound. I look great, but I'd rather be fat and happy, lad.
But eventually, you're going to have to cut. Like Patty Pimplett, going to have to make weight again. Going to have to diet and suffer for months. And then guess what's going to happen again? You're going to have to bulk again, just like Patty Pimplett. He doesn't want to be miserable. Sure, you look good, you're ripped, you have your six-pack, but are you happy? And so he would rather be fat and happy than shredded and miserable. Hopefully the video helped. And if you're looking for a free training program, click the link in the description, become a newsletter subscriber. And we have harder than last time supplements, including GO2 Max, kind of like carnitine, except all natural. Trust me, all natural, all legal. Also, creatine, beta-alanine, pre-workouts, protein powders, Delta Sleep, liver support, so much I can't list. Click the link in the description. Also, the Circle Diet book, my life's work, explaining how to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life. The cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, phone consults. Watch and check out the boops, at least one. Subscribe, click the bell button, like the video if you liked it, and until next time, I am out.